Hari Om. Wish you all a blessed Shyamala Navaratri. Now let's see the Shyamala Dandakam as rendered by the great Maha Kavi Kalidasa. And let's see the deeper meanings of that along with how we can chant it. So let's take up the first Dhyana Slokam of Shyamala Dandakam. Manikya Veenam Mughalalayanti Madhalasam Manjulabhag Vilasam Mahendra Neeladyuti Komalangi Matanga Kanyam Manasa Smarami. Shyamala Devi. Here she is depicted with Manikya Veena in her hand, and she is Madhalasa, always intoxicated because she is the Amrita Swarupini. Manjulabhag Vilasa, sweet speech. Mahendra Neeladyuti, Komalangi. So she is having a body which is blue like Mahendra Neeladyuti, glowing with a blue color. She's dark complexioned, and that's why she's known as Shyama. Matanga Kanya Manasa Smarami. She's the daughter of Matanga Muni, and let us meditate on her. So here, let's go into the meaning of it. So first, I want to point out two colors which the great Kavi Kalidas mentions here. Manikya Veena. So the Manikyam is ruby. So the color of the ruby is red. So she is keeping the Manikya Veena, the red colored studded beautiful Veena on her lap, and she is intoxicated because she's a Sangeeta Priya. So from the sound of the Veena, it takes you up. So that's what is the intoxication means here. That is the Madhalasam, Manjulabhag Vilasam, with a sweet voice and sweet speech. Mahendra Neeladyuti. So the second color which is mentioned here is Neeladyuti. So the Neelam, the dark blue. Okay, her body here is mentioned to be the dark blue in color. Neeladyuti. Komalangi, she's slender, she's very slender. Matanga Kanyam, she is the daughter of Matanga Muni. Manasa Smarami. So let us think about few things about the Matanga Kanyam. Okay, so now let me first take up the Veena. So we'll go why Veena is held by Saraswati Devi. The Veena of Saraswati, as you all know, is Kachabi. Okay, so Veena is the national instrument of our country. Veena. So here, the Veena, let's see why the great Kavi mentions about the Veena. So I just want to concentrate on few words here. One is Manikyam, red. Neeladyuti, number 2, Veena, number 3, and number 4 is Matanga Kanya. So what are the significance or the inner meanings of these phrases? So let's first talk about the Veena. So Veena, okay, so Veena has 4 strings. So in my previous video also I would have mentioned about it. Veena has 4 strings and the 3 strings which are closer to the player. So totally it has 7 strings, and the length of the Veena is 1.2 meters, and it has 24 frets. Okay, now the 24 frets correspond to the pre-sacral vertebrae. So the vertebrae, the backbone, the spinal cord. Okay, so it has the 24 segments, and similarly the Veena also has 24 frets. Okay, and the spinal cord is enclosed within this space. Okay, and there exists a curve at the base of the spinal cord. Okay, similarly the Veena also has what is called as a dragon head at the end, that is at the base. So now we are comparing the frets of the Veena with the spinal cord. Okay, so the spinal cord also has 24 segments, and so as the Veena also. And the frets, if you look at the Veena, the frets will be spaced more at the base, that is down, and as you go up it will become closer and closer and closer. Okay, so from one end to other end. Okay, so the one end in the frets will be more spaced, and then it goes closer and closer, similar to the spinal cord where the vertebrae is spaced in such a way that it has a big sequence at the bottom, that is at the Muladhara, and it goes up. And on top you have the that is what you call as the Veena has a round shaped thing which is compared to your Kabbalam, and the bend at the tip. Okay, so that is called as the dragon head, which is compared to your Muladhara. Okay, so the Veena, the strings run parallel over the fretboard. Okay, and this is how the spinal cord is enclosed within the vertebral column. Okay, and you know what? The great mantra, that is the Gayatri mantra, has 24 Chandas. That's also known as the Gayatri Chandas. Okay, so the Gayatri Chandas. So the 7 vertebrae makes the 7 cervical, 12 thoracic, and 5 lumbar. So making it 24. Okay, and also towards the Brahmarandra, this is towards the head, it becomes closer and closer and closer. Okay, and what do these 4 strings represent? These 4 strings represent the Vedas. Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharvana Vedas. So the 4 strings represent the Vedas, and the 3 strings near the player, that is the one who plays the Veena, the 3 strings, that's known as the Thala strings, and these strings represent the triad principles of our great Dharma. So Icha Shakti, Kriya Shakti, and Jnana Shakti, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. The acts of creation, protection, and dissolution. Okay, so see, look at that instrument. See, this is not just any other instrument. The Veena, why it's called as divine, and why it is held in the hands of the Jnana Murtis, the Neela Saraswati Shyamala and Devi Saraswati. So the notes produced, the vibrations produced by the Veena is capable of rising the Kundalini, one's Kundalini, from the dragon head to the head, Brahmarandra. So the notes produced in the Veena are capable of taking one's Kundalini from Muladhara to Sahasrara. Now come, look at the verse Manikya Veena. Hope you understand. Manikyam, red color, corresponding to the Muladhara. She is playing the Muladhara, her mantra. She is known as the Mantrini. She holds all the mantras. So as she plays, see the 24 frets, Gayatri Chandas, all the Vedas, all the nadam of Vedas in her Veena. It takes you up to the Brahmarandra. So the great principle of Kundalini is explained in this Manikya Veena. Where does it come? Neeladhyuti, her body. So her body is Neelam. Neelam is the color corresponding to which chakra? Yes, Vishuddhi. Indigo Agnya chakra. What a beautiful verse where the Kavi Kalidasa, this was the first Kavi written by him once he had the darshan of Kalima. So these Kavis, they do not just throw the words like, not like that. Every word, I'll be taking you through a series of meanings of Shyamala Dandakam. So the first verse itself is so beautiful. Manikya Veena Mukhaladayanti Madhalasam. Because once the Kundalini goes up and your Brahmarandra is open and the connectivity with the divine is open, Madhalasam, Manjulavagvilasa, the speech is sweet. Mahendra Neeladhyuti, Komalangim, she's slender. Here I am reminded of the verse Tatillatha Samaruchi Shatchakro Parisamstita. Lalita Sahasranam. Tatillatha Samaruchi Shatchakra Upari Samstita. She takes like a flash, like a thunder. Tatillatha Samaruchi Shatchakra Upari Samstita. Shama. She's also Lalitam. Okay? So, she's the Mantrini. That is, she holds the mantras. So, Tatillatha Samaruchi Shatchakra Upari Samstita. Komalangi, Slender. Matanga Manasa Smara. Who is this Matanga Muni? Who is this Matanga Muni? So let's go into the thinking of this Matanga Muni. So Matanga Muni, so he was supposed to have been born during the Treta Yuga, Matanga. And he was considered to be a Brahmana. And he was a very pious person and he was very good. So one day, his father calls him to go and collect some things for his puja, for his yajna. And he was riding a cart that was driven by an ass. And you know what? The ass was very small and it couldn't go fast. So in his, he was so tensed up that you had to go and collect things. He was just going on punching the, hitting the ass with his goad. So the nose of the young ass became sore, and after once he came back, the mother ass looked at the nose of the young ass and she scolded him as Chandala. That is an outcast. Okay, that is, see here, you should literally do not take, one doesn't become by birth a Brahmana or Chandala because it is the act. That's what the Matanga Muni story also tells us, because this is a part of Mahabharata. Okay, so I'm just briefing it, okay? And once he was called by the name Chandala, he wanted to know why he was a Chandala, and he comes to know that he was born to a person who is a Chandala, that is an outcast, okay? That is who was not connected with the Brahma, okay? And therefore, he feels bad. And he does a penance of so many years, okay, asking for the grace of the Brahma to shower upon him. And he goes in for years and years and years of penance, after which Shiva and Parvati give him the darshan. He becomes so skin and bone. His penance was so much, and after that, Shiva Parvati come and give him the darshan. And once he has the darshan, Parvati herself comes and she is born as Shyamala Devi to the Matanga Muni. So this goes like this. Okay, this is one part of Shyamala Devi's history from the Puranas. So, Lalitamba or Parvati Devi herself came as the daughter of Matanga Muni. Now, again, I'm going to relate everything. So, she becomes the daughter Matanga Kanya Manasa Smarami. Now, what are the qualities of the Matanga Muni? So, when you look at the qualities of the Matanga Muni, he was such a pious person. We even have the account of, in Ramayana, that Sita and Ramachandra Prabhu, they also visited the Matanga Muni. Okay, so he was such a sweet person. He never used to get angry. He used to love everyone. He was devoted to Shiva and Parvati, and he was the teacher of Vedas. Okay, he always used to think about good to the people, the goodness to the earth. He was always blessing the earth. He was thinking the earth, everyone should live happily and with prosperity. That was Matanga Muni. So what the verse says is Matanga Kanya Manasa Smarami. So I am meditating upon the Matanga Kanya, the Matanga Muni's daughter. So the daughter, Matanga Muni's daughter, we can take, when the Veena is played, the 4 Vedas, the mantras of 4 Vedas are played or listened to or chanted. The Kundalini will rise up from the base chakra through the vertebral column, rise up to Brahmarandra, and you also will become Shyamala, Matanga Tanaya, with all the noble characters, loving the world, blessing the people, living with unity, and you will have the blessing of Rama and Sita visiting you, blessing you. Manasa Smarami. So the next topic we'll be discussing about is Manas. Wow, how this Shyamala Dandakam is connected with your Manas, or rather Shyamala Devi is connected with your Manas. So let's see the first verse and now sing it, rather chant it with her, because I'm not a singer. So let's chant it with the meaning, inviting the Matanga Muni to come with it. Manikya Veena Mupalalayanti Madhalasam Manjulavag Vilasam Mahendra Neeladyuti Komalangi Matanga Kanyam Manasa Smarami. Close your eyes for a moment. Visualize the Divine Mother, Shyamala. The description given in this verse is Rajamatangi holding Veena. The tip of the Veena is a spinal cord, and the head of the Veena is your head, Brahmarandra. The beautiful note emanating from the Veena of Shyamala Devi are the 4 Vedas, and it sows the seed of Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti, the creation, the protection, and the dissolution. Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. Devi has a sweet speech, Manjula Bhagvilasa. Komalangi. She is slender. The sukshma meaning of slenderness is the rise of Kundalini through your spinal cord from Muladhara to Brahmarandra. Tatillata Samaruchi Shatchakraupari Samstita. Maha Shakti Kundalini Visadantu Taniyasi. Slender as the thread of the lotus stem. That's what Lalita Sahasrara tells us. Komalangi Matanga Kanya, daughter of Matanga Muni, who was a person filled with love, a divine person dedicated to the divine knowledge, prajnanam, always intoxicated, madhalasa. Let's get into that state by meditating on Devi Shyamala. Om Tat Sat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.